Welcome to the Multiverse of Business podcast. If you've ever dreamed of turning a weekend idea into real money, you're in the right place. My name's Jack,
I'm Chuck.
and we are here to guide you through the mistakes that we have made in the past and show you what could have been, what might have been, and what could be in the near future.
So, Jack, tell us more about what what we are going to learn to expect about the podcast in the future.
This podcast is going to be based around the pitfalls that we have already made in all of our business exploits, and then try to help others along their way to avoid the same mistakes we have made in the past.
Yeah,
And
we've made
hopefully,
it.
one or two ideas come out of this that we might be able to strike gold with later.
Yeah, and I think we could. We both know we've made a lot of mistakes, but we've also tried a lot of things and learned a lot of skills along the way. I think that that will be a great addition to anybody's who might be listening to their repertoire to learn from. Why does this podcast exist? Why are we doing it?
This is going to be the story of how we got in trouble with every business idea we ever did.
What do you mean by trouble? I think the listeners need a little bit of elaboration
It's
there.
never been the greatest success story. We've always had our eyes too big for our stomach. And hopefully people will learn to take it slow and go down this road of business at a steady pace instead of a fast pace.
Steady pace instead of a fast pace. I don't know. There's a saying that the
Slow
best
is
way to
fast.
there's a saying that the best way to get rich is getting rich fast. Like no one who ever got rich fast was complaining.
No one who gets rich fast is going to complain. Who would? But that's not the 99%. That's the 1%.
Agreed. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think this podcast really exists. One, because we like to talk a lot, and we talk business anyways, probably 3 to 4 times a week. So we figured, why don't we just put our lovely faces on the internet and figure out if other people are going through the same things we do, bouncing ideas off each other, giving ideas away to other people. Because I think over the years, when we were young, we thought ideas were everything.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, we need a great idea. And I was listening to a podcast recently. I don't remember which one it was, but I really liked the idea that they were talking about. And they basically said that ideas aren't everything. Execution is everything, but ideas are like a multiplier. Because if you have really good execution with a really shitty idea, well, you're multiplying shit. Like you're gonna get something out of it, but it's not gonna be like the best thing you've been trying to do, right? But if you
Right.
had a really great idea with a lot of shit effort, well, guess what? You still got shit. So it really takes effort and a good idea to be able to multiply and get something out of it that's going to be, what we all hope for, like an exponential income, exponential, potential to sell. I think that looking at it that way is not just ideas. We can have ideas all day, and that's what we're going to be talking a lot about in this podcast is ideas. But we're also going to be talking about how do you execute? What are the next steps? What are the things you can do? And then talk about strategies and other things that we have seen that worked in our past and things that, we maybe have learned that we should have tried. So I think that's really what why this podcast actually exists and how it's going to, kind of unfold.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless
Uh,
listeners, you guys are going to get step-by-step guides into maybe an episode's going to be the beginning, middle, end, or however we decide to break it up, but step-by-step guides of how to start a business and what businesses to kind of focus after, interviews with real small business owners in our areas. Hopefully we can get people from across the country to kind of tune in and listen in and join us and then comment on how things are going across the country. Different side hustle experiments that we've tried, our listeners have tried. We want to kind of bring everybody together, see what everybody's doing, and see if somebody in market A might be able to take something from them and do it in market B. Breakdowns of tools, strategies, and mistakes. And to be honest with you guys, that's what this whole thing is about. We're going to be honest with no BS. We want to be beginner friendly. We want to have fun with everybody. We're going to try to make this light and entertaining, but also we want to be serious at the same time and keep everybody on a nice even kill, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think something that they can expect to get is like you said, honesty. We're going to break down businesses. We're going to talk about what works. Most of the episodes, especially in the beginning, are going to be just us. But I think we're as we progress, we'll get into more interviews, having other business owners on, getting what's working for them, what they do. Uh, just really just putting everything out there. No gatekeeping on the good stuff, answering questions, whatever the audience wants. Obviously, I think what you can kind of come to expect is you're going to get a little humor, you're going to get a lot of business, and hopefully a lot of things are actionable and not just daydreaming. I think we all have been there, especially when we were younger. We would daydream about a million ideas and what could be, as you said earlier. But it's really, how do we take the things that we have in our head and actually make them come to fruition?
I like that. I like the daydreaming aspect of it. I want to be able to sit here one day on episode 120 and somebody chimes in, and is like, "Hey, I heard your idea in episode 5 and I went out and I decided I was going to try that. It was a really good idea. And this is what I've done and it's working for me over here in whatever city they're in." And I think that's one goal for me, is that I want to hear somebody be inspired by the podcast or take the idea from the podcast and just run with it.
Agreed. I definitely think that would be very inspirational. I also think that you've already talked about 120 episodes. I mean, that might be 2 years in.
It
You
might be.
know, it could
It
be.
could be 2 weeks at the rate that we normally go at things. I'm just saying.
That's right. So who's the show? Who's the show for? Really, it's for anybody who has an idea of eventually one day starting a business, starting a side hustle, or to people who already have businesses. I mean, I would probably say if you're, a sole proprietor, maybe you have a half dozen to a dozen employees, but you're still really running the business and you're not kind of stepping out. Um, Definitely a podcast for you. Because we're going to be talking about very tactical things of what what you should be doing, how you can, leverage other employees, manage. Jack's got a lot of experience being a manager and working with employees. And I have a lot of experience, working with marketing and other things and payroll and finance. And so talking a lot through, how do you transition from a side hustle to a small business to, going on, $1 million in revenue is probably going to be where we're talking. Eventually maybe we'll get to higher numbers than that, but that's probably our main core audience. So if you fit that demographic, that's probably going to, things we're going to say really probably will resonate with you the best. If you're not in that demographic and you still want to, listen and see if you gather, by all means, you're welcome to stay. We appreciate it. And reach out to us, because you're probably the ones we want to have on the show, because you're probably a lot further along in business than the people who are going to be listening to this show to start with. We don't have the expertise. We don't have $1 million business between both of us. It's something we're striving to do. And so I think that's going to be one of the things that you're going to see us do. The business ideas we're talking about, some of them we are actioning, we are doing things. So you're going to hear about the updates to those, and you kind of, go along the journey with us.
But with none of that guru blah blah hypey hype talk, like that's not going to be. If you want that, go listen to somebody else, because that's not us.
You're not going to tell us that we can buy a boring business and then with no money down and have the owner finance 100% of it and somehow be able to fix $45,000 washing machines with our very little to no budget, and it's just going to magically cash flow? Come on, Jack.
We're not going to go out here flipping businesses with you, okay? Anything we talk about.
Hey, speak for yourself. If you've got a good business, we need to let me know.
Anything we talk about, like I said a couple of minutes ago, like these are all ideas that if you can run with it, run with it. Like we don't have the financial means to run with a lot of these ideas. So if you do, I mean, take the idea and run. Let us know how it works out for you, because that's what we want to hear. So
All right. What are we promising to the viewers?
you know what? I'm gonna promise you this. There's gonna be no jargon, no scams, just real people building real businesses. That's what we want to do. We show you what actually works and what doesn't, or at least in our minds. And if something worked for you that we're saying doesn't work, get on here and explain it. We want to talk to you. So
Yeah.
but that's kind of our mission. We want to be men of the people and see who all can grow and who we can help and who can help us, to be honest with you. So
Yeah, I don't think I could have said it better. I mean, the things we want to give you, if they don't work, we want to hear what didn't work, and let us see if we can help you figure out how to get it to work for you. I think that's a big thing that you hear. Oh, this worked, that worked, but it doesn't work for everybody, and it doesn't work in every market, in every business, in every industry. You know, some industries you're not going to go to door knock. It's not going to work. It just doesn't make sense. Some of them you're not going to do direct mailers. But do those things work? Sure, they do work. But I think you have to be picking. It's like, you don't try to nail a fence with a screwdriver. You
right.
get a hammer, or you get an air nailer. You pick the right tool for the job. And I think that's just something that is very mindful. So we'll try to tell you the tools we think are right for the job. We're not always going to be right. It's our opinion. So, from what we know, what research we've done, people we've talked to, and it. For what works in one market might not work in the other. I mean, I've heard of things working in like the northeast of the United States, and I've tried it down here in the South, and as a test, and I don't get no traction at all. So it's something certain things are very regional, certain things are very um, uh, culturally appropriate. I mean, if you try to sell pool furniture in New England, good luck. You got like a two-month window. You better be busting the hump. If you're in Florida, you can sell it year round. I mean,
Yep.
so certain things just work. But now, if you're in Florida and somebody's selling it in New England and they got a big inventory, you better go buy it off of them at a discount and then bring it down to Florida and sell it full price.
No, and I think you said something really good there, man. Is this is our opinion. Like, in no way are we soliciting our advice. Do we tell you you have to go out and do this? It's going to make you $1 million.
Oh yeah,
Look,
we don't
this
claim
is
any financial
yeah, this is our thoughts.
results.
This is what we think we would do in a certain situation. If that's something you think you want to try, by all means, but please, it's all at your own risk. So just remember that we're giving our opinions. We want to be here to talk through a problem, find a solution, but it's up to you to execute.
Yeah, and if you have questions or need anything, we're here. When this gets posted, you'll see all of our socials in the write ups and things like that, so you can contact us in Messenger or whatever that way. One of the
So this is
promises,
episode 0, right? This
yeah,
is episode 0.
episode 0.
So if you're the first ones to listen to this, we appreciate you. Welcome to episode 0
Definitely.
club. So
yeah, definitely, we definitely appreciate you. Send us a message, comment, do something to know that we're just not in the void of YouTube or one of the podcast apps, just not doing anything and talking to ourselves. Even we'd still do this even if it's just us. So it's fine.
oh, we do this anyway. We just decided to put it on camera. So
Yeah. What is our promise for delivery, Jack? What can they expect to get an episode from me and you?
what to expect in an episode from me and you?
How often can they expect an episode?
Oh, how often?
Yeah, I don't want them thinking that we're going to be doing 5 days a week and then we let them down.
This is why we keep having problems. Is there's a communication issue, guys?
No.
No. Look, once a week is definitely on the table. You can expect to hear us every Thursday, every Friday, somewhere in that range, and we just want to put out at least an episode a week for you guys. If there's a demand for it, you guys want to talk more, we will try to find the time between our busy schedules. I know I work a full-time job. Chuck is a full-time job, and we're trying to do this as something on the side to help everybody out. But if there is a demand, I know I can carve a couple more hours out a week to get on here and talk to you guys. So Chuck, with this being episode 0, what's coming next, buddy? What's in the plan for episode 1?
Episode 1. I mean,
I'm
that's
doing that,
big.
by the way, guys. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but he keeps throwing it at me. So I knew I didn't want to answer this, so I decided to throw it at him.
So episode 1, I think it's just, we're gonna pick individually. We're each gonna pick a topic or two, an idea, something that we might have seen, something that we think might have some legs, something that's trending, and we're just gonna pitch them to each other of what the best way we think would be to execute it in two different stages. We're gonna do one that's like, what are the next 5 steps to launch this in like the next 24, 36, 72, whatever many hours. So to going from the idea to the MVP, to how do we get this off the ground, and then I'm sure we'll get into like what does this look like in 3 years if we actually like follow through with it and execute it, and $1 million business idea. I mean, sometimes you got a daydream. So really, that's the idea for episode 1. Just really diving into ideas, execution, things that we think would work, marketing plans, whatever comes to mind. Like I said, 1 or 2 ideas each. So you're probably going to get, let's say, at least 2 ideas, probably like 4 or more, if I had to guess the way we come up with ideas. I mean,
each idea springs another 2. Yeah.
I mean, well, I think that's what I figured. You're going to make a comment about an idea, and I'm going to be like, hey, I think you could actually go in this other direction and it could be just as good. So that's normally how it goes, right? And so I think, the first episode, you're going to get a handful of ideas, probably steps with execution and, how the business could grow. Very tactical stuff for execution, but probably a lot of back and forth and idea and thoughts. And then, going from there, probably, I would say that most of our episodes are going to be probably some kind of idea. We might have a part of the episode is going to be more tactical or actionable on a skill or maybe a technique or something we've learned through our life, or what's going on. And then you could probably expect a lot of humor, clearly, some jokes.
So just to give all of you a peek behind the curtain, because Chuck and I have been working on this podcast. It actually started about a year ago, if I remember correctly, because I went back and looked at some text messages that him and I had with each other. And this started about a year ago. But past couple weeks, we've been really digging down and trying to get this going. And Chuck told me about an idea he had. And I'm not going to mention the idea because I'm going to hold off on it for right now.
Which one is this one?
That's going to be an episode. You'll find out in a minute.
This is in cell 365 column of the spreadsheet.
So he tells me this idea that he had for one of our other buddies, and our other buddy doesn't want to do it. And he's been sitting on this idea for a solid year. Okay, 1 whole year, nothing's been done
30,
on it. And I think this idea is genius. So easy, so simple, minimal cost. Why aren't we doing this yet? And I literally lost my mind for about 45 minutes, kind of yelling at Chuck about why haven't we done this yet? And so that's some of the stuff that you're going to get. And hopefully episode 1 has some entertaining factors in it like that too. So
yeah, Jack doesn't hold back when he likes to yell at people.
I don't. I'm very animated. You guys will learn that. Have your finger on the volume dial as I'm talking, because some points it will get loud.
It will not get loud. I'll make sure it doesn't peak out. I promise. So a little about me and Jack is we've actually known each other for 20 years now.
Oh, dude, I'm not putting a number on it anymore. We've known each other since the 6th grade. That's all we got to say. We look old now. So they're like, wow, that's a long time. So I don't even know how long it's been anymore, dude.
Yeah. So we've known each other for a while. This isn't our first rodeo of business ideas. How many have we started together?
Oh my God, man. Let's see. We had the construction company. We had the chocolate company, which was fantastic. By the way, I still love that idea. I know that neither one of us really executed it very well, but I love that idea. We used to make skateboards with each other.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
let's see. I know there's more. Those are the three that stand out. Those were the most recent three.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So we there's a lot of history, a lot of background, a lot of things.
There's more lost business ideas that we have had on someone's computer that it no longer exists than we'll ever remember. So
That's 100% fact. I mean, I probably have 3 running spreadsheets that have hundreds of business ideas in them right now. That the last time I went through them, my wife was like, "Why don't you just clean this up and put it in one?" And then I gave her a 30-minute speech of why that wasn't going to happen.
I had this idea in November of '95, so it's in this spreadsheet, you know. But it's one of those things where like, well, I'll be sitting on the sofa and something hits me, and I'll text Chuck, "Hey, what about this? What do you think about this?" And then for the next 4 weeks, that's all we're doing is talking about this idea and bouncing things off of each other's strategies and what we would do. And then you're hearing me say that, and you're like, "Well, guys, that means you're just talking ideas you've never executed." I want you to understand we had our own uh, chocolate company, our own confection company, and
Yeah, we made truffles,
yep,
molded chocolate bars, had our own space that we rented, bought our
did
own,
it.
sourced
We did
all of
it
our own
for
chocolate. We sold on the internet. We did weddings. We did St. Patrick Day parade. Had the health inspections and all that. So yeah, we completely did that from scratch to sales and everything. And
jumped through all the hoops, dis- discovered what worked and what didn't work. I mean, it was though we were taking handwritten orders and we were taking online orders. And I'll tell you right now, I'd much rather take an online order than a handwritten order because stuff gets lost in translation, man. People think they're ordering one thing and they did not say that. So it was but it was a fun time. We had that running for roughly a year. We made a deal with our wives and we ended up breaking even and the deal concluded. So we shut her down and decided that that wasn't for us anyway. It was hard for us to work a full-time job and do that at the same time. And making chocolate's time consuming. That is a long process. So
yeah, 100%. All right. So what's the next thing we want to cover, Jack?
I look, man. We're working on getting our social set up. So once we get that set up, we'll have that announced probably in episode one. I'm hoping. And as long as everything is set up, guys, we want you to subscribe. We want you to follow. We want you to be out there talking to us. I'm on social media. Chuck's on social media. Go out there, find us, and we want to hear from you. We want to get, like I said, business owners here on the show and get them talking about all the ups and downs that they've gone through. And but submit questions, share your side hustle stories, leave a review of how we're doing. I use this in my current business life. We don't know how good or how bad we are unless you tell us how good or bad we are, right? I mean, in our heads, we're probably thinking we're rock stars, right? So if you tell us that we're doing something wrong, let us know and we'll
And let
work
me
on it.
clarify that, Jack. Jack means if you think we're doing something wrong with the podcast, not in our business life. We
No,
know we do plenty wrong in our business life. I'm
yeah,
kidding.
that
I'm
is
kidding.
that's
I'm kidding.
very very true, very true. Our business life has more downs than ups, but
Yeah, we're just
the
being
one
honest. We're
the
we're
one thing
playing
about us, we
we're
get knocked
playing
down a lot, but man, we get back right back up.
yeah, we're playing like baseball here. We're trying to shoot for 10 businesses and hit like one of them or two of them and at least be able to be on the team.
Yeah,
I mean,
think about
it's
it. Baseball, you could get 3 out of 10 hits, and you're a great batter.
exactly.
You're
I mean, I mean, and those hits don't even have to be more than just a base hit, right? So,
Right.
like, let's be real. Yeah, I was listening to I listened to a podcast called My First Million. And if you listen to the podcast, they recently did uh, the journey to their first million. Sam and I can't remember the other guy, Sean, and both of them had probably 10 to 15 businesses or side hustles or things that made them money that they attempted before they made their first million.
Mm.
I think something that is different for me and you is what they did was they surrounded them people with also other people who were doing this when they were like in their 20s. We never did that. It was just us, which was the problem. And I can like we know that's the problem. That's kind of why we're doing this podcast. Is like we know that us having our ideas and execution and being held accountable to things we're doing has always been kind of a little bit of a problem. Plus, we've had like 600 other things going on: wives, kids, business, like working full-time jobs. And so I think that that's one of the big things that, like, if you're young, know that you have, like, if you're 14 to 25, you have so much time during that time that you should be taking every swing you have and trying to hit it out of the park. Take small swings first, like learn how to bunt. And then, like, when you get when you know that fastball is coming down right in the center of the strike, swing the heck out of it because you get so many more swings. I mean, you guys got an idea how old we are. When we said we've known each other for 20 years and we met in the 6th grade. So when you think about that, like, we don't have these big swings left. Like, we do have some, but our swings are limited now compared to like 20 years ago.
I'm as good once as I ever was, buddy.
Yeah, sure. Like, we all know how that goes.
Yeah, I will say that. So my son is he just turned 15, and so I got my full-time job, and Chuck's got his full-time job, and my son comes to me. He goes, "Dad, look, you're working. You got your 3D printer that you're doing stuff with. Mom's got her business that she's trying to start. She's got her full-time job." He goes, "I'm the only one that doesn't have a business idea right now." And I was like, you're right. What's something you want to do? And we're sitting there. It was yesterday. We were out to dinner yesterday, and he goes,
"You didn't call me, man. I could have gave him a list.
I did. I wanted to leave it for the podcast. He already had an idea. That's the thing. So
good.
Yeah.
Can I
15 years old.
Can I be the partner? Come on.
I'm gonna fund it. He doesn't know this yet, but I'm gonna fund it.
Oh man.
He goes, we'll fund it together. How about that? He goes, I wanna try to be a reseller. And I go, a reseller.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. I have the whole thing from I actually have this on my to-do list.
Right. I go, define what a reseller is. What is this? What are you thinking this business is? He goes, well, I want to go to thrift stores. I want to go to like Goodwill. I want to go to these places. I want to buy certain things that I think have value, and I want to try to resell it. I said, that's a great idea for someone your age. That's an awesome idea for someone your age. And
real life recording here.
That was awesome. And he was like, okay. And I go, well, how much money do you think you need to start this idea? What if you needed seed money, how much do you need to get this thing
started? Did he
started?
Understand the phrase seed money?
He knew what I was asking. He's in marketing classes, so I know they're talking about stuff like this.
Did you say what's his age range? So
he's 15. I'll give it up. He's 15. He's 15.
Okay.
But he goes, I think if I want to start small.
That's not good.
I need about $50. And I go, okay.
That's fair. That's actually really good.
He goes, if I want to go big, I'm thinking 100. He's like, I don't think I need to go more than 100 right now.
I don't think he understands what big is, but
he doesn't understand what big is. But $50 to $100, that's a great start off point for something like that. He could go into Goodwill, get 5-10 items, and turn around, put them on Put them on. He wants to put it on eBay. That's his plan. eBay and Facebook Marketplace. And he
So
said
I'm going to
he
chime
said
in
he
here
wants to
for a
do that.
second.
Yeah, what's up?
I think he doesn't need to do eBay because
Okay.
I think with eBay, they take too much of your fees. You got to worry about shipping it. Like I wouldn't worry about eBay. Facebook Marketplace, perfect.
Oh
Exactly
yeah,
what he
you
should.
think so?
Easy peasy. Now, I would tell him instead of spending the $50, find stuff in his room that he doesn't use anymore and sell it.
And start there. Start there.
Because then he's putting value on the stuff he already has.
Yeah.
And once he sees how much stuff he already has that he can go sell, he can make his own money. But B, he'll learn how to do the research, and he already knows kind of the values of those things, right?
That's a good idea. I like that idea, Chuck. That'll be something I talk about with him tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
I think that's where I would start. Hey, I don't care what it is. Pick at least one thing in your room, whatever you think you can get, whatever money you want for it, go sell it. Because that way you're not wasting $50. Not that it'd be a waste, but he might not like to do it. He might not want to answer the question. And he's 15, so he's gonna have to use your account on Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
But like he might not want to answer the questions. He might not want to worry about talking to people.
Yeah.
If he does want to do it, I'm in on it because like it's on my to-do list. But I'm not thinking of like thrifting reseller. I'm thinking like wholesale reseller. Like because my background. Yeah. You know my background. I've been in sourcing for 16-ish years.
Right.
So I can help him get like pallets of stuff.
Okay.
At like 30% retail.
Right.
Sell it for like 60% retail, and it would move so quickly.
Right.
And the only thing you'd have to be able to do is get a pallet delivered to the house and store in the garage.
Yeah.
Which isn't that?
No, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, not a bad idea at all. We'll have a call with him tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow. We'll talk with him.
Yeah. And so I think we forgot to mention, Jack, and this is our fault, so I apologize, that this is not just a podcast. This is actually a live stream that is rebroadcast as a podcast. So you can expect it will be live streamed once a week. I think we're shooting for Friday afternoons.
I think that's going to work best, yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say afternoons. Actually,
evenings.
Evenings. Is that? I mean, I think if anything, afternoon is literally the afternoon up until I'm in bed, and then it's the evening. So I apologize. It'll probably be after work hours on Friday nights, mainly. So if you don't catch us live, you'll see the recordings that'll be saved on all of our socials and postings and uploaded into podcast apps. We know that most people with this kind of podcast, there's not a lot of visuals. There's, sometimes it will be, you'll probably jump out, come back to it, look at what we're talking about, go back to, driving your car, working out or whatever. Even if it's a YouTube live stream, that's what happens most of the time. You might jump in, make a comment, So I think we failed to mention that. So I apologize. Just really wanted to clarify on that one.
We didn't fail to mention that. Chuck failed to mention that.
Yeah, it's all me. I'll take the blame. Jocko Willis? Is that his name with the stream ownership? Somebody's got to own it.
Yeah, somebody's got to own it.
I'm in the mood to own a lot of things in life, so that's not just a business pun either. I promise. So that's good. I mean, we've been kind of, I don't want to say pestering him, but we've kind of been talking to him for the last couple of years about like getting into something.
Yeah, and he's had a lot of great ideas himself. I know the idea that he's been sitting on for 4 years now, which is one that he's kind of taken a step back from now. He wanted his own comic book store, his own collector's store. It's a hard market to be in. It is. You're not going to get rich in that market, but it's going to be fun. And as long as you're okay making an okay living, but having a lot of fun, then that's a good plan to be at. And I if he wants to do it and I can help him in any way, I'm gonna be there to support him. So
yeah, that reminds me of kind of like the whole card collecting. I know you do Pokemon and stuff like that with him.
Yep.
That's down because it's collectibles, right? It's like
Right.
Can you negotiate a good enough deal that you either make money on the buy because you bought right, or
Right.
you buy it and then sit on it and hope that everyone
Right.
else does something with those cards or books or whatever, so you get more valuable. I mean, that's a
Somehow
tough one.
somehow it goes up. Yep.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I
Yep.
kick myself every day when I look at Pokemon cards now to know that when I
Oh,
was
dude.
like 15, had 3 full first sets of first edition cards.
Oh man, if we only knew back then what you and I know now, dude. That
I
first
mean,
edition Charizard, I would have never played with it.
3 of them, bro.
Never,
3 of them.
never would have played
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, yeah. But if
Yep.
we knew that, we'd be Marty McFly over here, and we'd be going back making $1 million by just
I'll
putting
tell
a
you
bet
now,
on
the first
Google.
person that creates a time machine, and that's the first thing
You're
you're gonna do.
you're gonna know. You're gonna know.
There's
I mean,
there's no way. There's no way you could tell me anything different that if you invented a time machine, you weren't going to find some sort of voting almanac and go back in time and make as much money as you possibly could. Like you're lying to me if you say you go back in time and cure world hunger. No, you're not. You're going back in time to make as much money as you want. You're lying. You're lying to me if you tell me anything different. I don't believe you.
Now, maybe they'll go back and make a lot of money and then cure world hunger. I mean,
I did not say that
you
the
need
world
more
hunger
to
was
it.
completely off the plate. I just said the first thing you're going to do is go back and make a lot of money.
I'm gonna stick with the fact that if there was ever time travel, which I don't believe in, let me make that very clear. If there was, though, it would be not used for good, but only evil, no matter what.
100%. There's no way you're using it for good. There's nothing you could do
Like,
that
you're
it
not gonna
would
go.
be good. You're going to screw something up.
Well, see, that depends. Like, do we know it changes the timeline? Do we not? I'm like, if you went and saved the dinosaurs, is that considered a good fact or a bad fact?
This is another thing, guys. We go down these weird ass rabbit holes. I mean, if we
We'll
see a
come back
turn
and
in
like,
the road, we're gonna go down it. We'll veer back on. Trust
yeah, I'm
me,
about to say we're
we
about to
will
get
come
back
back
on the
on.
track.
Yeah, we'll come back on. So,
But yeah, it's very very difficult to play the collectible game unless you're going to do it like you said long term,
yeah,
or you
it's got to
have
be a
a
long-term thing.
ton of
Yeah,
stuff. I mean,
yeah.
that's why you see most collectible shops or comic book shops. They don't just do comic books, right? They do comic books. They do cards. They specialize in so many different things.
They do game nights. Well, that was
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
another thing that he wanted. He wants to do it, but he wants to have a kind of a juice bar type area off to the side or in the back. That way they can come in. They have a snack area. You're making your money off of the snacks in the juice bar instead of the product you're actually selling. They're there to hang out, flip through some comic books, and play some cards, play some D&D, Warhammer, whatever.
Exactly.
And then chill out and spend their money on games and snacks.
I think more game stores don't do that properly. Most of them focus on only selling games, dice, figurines, and then renting space for people to play. But they don't these people will spend $5 on a coffee that costs you 50 cents.
Yep.
What are you waiting on?
Yep. Well, I can also see why you don't do it though. You are in a collector's shop. You have a cup of liquid that will stain whatever it touches.
Good, because then I can sell them something else.
Right. I'm saying if it spills in the store, that's a problem. So I get the mindset of it, why they don't do it. I understand what his concept is, where it would be kind of an isolated area. You're not bringing the drinks and the food out of the area. You know, it's an isolated area, and then that way you could go over there, bring your stuff over there. If you want to drink while you flip through your comic or whatever the case may be, open up your pack of cards, whatever it is, and then you can bounce and leave or whatever the case may be. But walking through a store like that with a cup of coffee or a sticky bun, not ideal for your merchandise.
We're not eating sticky buns anymore, right? This is 2025. Can we at least get a real cinnamon roll?
You know what? Look, adults eat cinnamon rolls. Children eat sticky buns.
Hey,
Okay.
if he's 15 and owning his own shop that does collectibles, he's not a kid no more. Right? He's eating
I'm not
cinnamon
talking
rolls.
about. I was talking about us children. I
Oh,
pointed at you and me.
no,
Sticky
I
buns.
see. Don't eat sticky buns no more. It's all homemade cinnamon rolls. You know,
I hear you.
no, come on now. Come on. But yeah, I think that's great. I mean, you see this. You've seen a similar concept in other verticals, right? There is a coffee shop that the inside of the coffee shop has a full sand pit, no, not sand pit, sand play area that has real real interactive like bobcats and
Oh yeah, yeah.
excavators
Yep.
and
Yep.
trucks. Some of the ones I've seen are like human size, like the ones that kids can play on, but
Yep.
you see adults on them. Or some
Oh
of them
yeah.
are like the RC.
I'll tell you right now, if I go to a sand pit, if I see a sand pit in the park that we're playing at, or whatever we're doing at, and there's a little mini excavator there that I could sit on, and I could
Mhm.
use the little handles to
You're
dig
at
up
least
some sand.
testing it. You're
My
testing it.
big ass is getting on it, and I'm trying that out. Like I'm gonna have a little bit of fun.
It's gonna
Again,
be like
I'm 12.
a
Okay,
a
we've
set of
known each other since the 6th grade, which has been 20 years, but I'm 12.
yeah, mentally it's okay. Um, it's gonna be like the big guy in a small jacket. It's gonna be a big guy in a small excavator.
All of a sudden, the whole thing crumbles. It just falls straight to the ground. So,
Daddy, he broke the toy at the playground. Yeah, that's gonna be Jack. Yep.
yep, yep.
If it ever happens, everybody that's listening, I know this is the first episode and no one's coming back to listen, but if it ever happens, I will get video of Jack bending the excavator
Oh,
when
100%.
he's sitting at the park.
100%. My big ass would definitely do it. So, but I'll have fun doing it. Okay.
It'll be on the episode like 128, and it'll be called Florida Man. That's what it'll be called.
So when we first moved down here, we took the kids to the trampoline park.
Mm.
I don't know if Karen showed you the video of me on the trampolines.
I
I'm the
haven't seen
only
that one
adult. I'm the only adult with the kids jumping on a trampoline. For some reason, I'm jumping with my hands in my pockets. So I'm not balanced at all. I'm 34, 35 at the time, and just jumping, and I come down, and my ankle goes whoop, and I swear it was broken. Like it
yet.
done. And I managed to have the willpower to stand my happy ass up and walk off. I walked like a man off of those trampolines. And as I'm walking off, the person who's working there, he literally is just looking at me like, as I hobble my ass off the trampolines.
He's like, Grandpa, what are you doing?
Dude, you're so old. What is wrong with you? Make it up to the stairs where the other adults were at, and my wife and our friends are up there, and they're all looking at me, and they're like, "Do we need to take you to the hospital?" No, I'm just gonna sit here on the sofa. Give me a minute, I'll be all right. And then I hear all three of them laughing, and they're looking at my wife's phone, and it's a video of me jumping on the trampoline, and my wife added the music. He gets knocked down.
Gets up again.
Every time. And I'm falling. She timed it perfect. Every time that my ass hits my ankle and falls, boom, he gets knocked down. It's hilarious. I'll send it to you. I'll find it and send it to you.
Oh, that is funny. But I mean, trampoline parks had their day. I don't think they're really as popular anymore, from at least around here where I am. But there was about 3 or 4 years that they were cash cows.
Yeah.
They were build them, lease them, get them full. I know, I mean, you were 34. I was probably 32, 31 when they really became popular. And I mean, a lot of the guys that I played flag football with, they were going there and playing dodgeball.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, a couple of them made it all the way to Vegas a couple times to the championships, and I was like, what are we doing? And then I started playing. It was like $15 for us adults, who $15 for us at that time was like nothing. It was pre-COVID, probably 2017. Yeah. Like most of us were in our early 30s, had jobs paying decently. We didn't care about $15. you could go there and find like anyone between the ages of like 16 to like 34 paying $15, and it'd be like 50 of us there one night.
Right.
I'm like, 50 times 15. This isn't too bad. It's like
Yeah.
$750 one night. I'm like,
Yep.
and there was like two, 17-year-old kids are paying like $9, $10, $12 an hour just to watch us play and yell at us when we do something stupid.
And that's just the dodgeball night. That's just that was just dodgeball. Like that's not counting the revenue they got from the rest of the day.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for like COVID or the fact that a lot of like the generations that were very active have kind of transitioned out of like we have to go to work tomorrow and now we're going to break a leg and we can't afford that. Right. Like the younger generation, I don't think really does it as much, at least not anymore down, where I live. But I really think that was like, there's a heyday for that. And it kind of reminds me of nowadays, this is a little bit more for the younger kids, but the younger kids have like their playhouses and their playthings like a Chuck E. Cheese, but on steroids, where it's like a Chuck E. Cheese, but it's also like a McDonald's play area. And instead of being free because you got a Happy Meal, you pay $15 an hour for your kid to go play. I got 2 kids, believe me, I know, we've paid. And I just seen one locally that's for sale, and I reached out for the information, and it's just these people want crazy evaluations. I mean, it was a lady that owns it, talking to her, and she was looking for $450,000 to buy it. It did not include the real estate.
Oh, wow.
But it only made $250,000 on its best year, and I think that was its second year. Now it's in year like 3 or 4. And I'm like, 250. The average margin on like something like this is probably 25% at the best, like net margins. And that's probably if she's not taking a salary, or at least not a big salary. So I was like, okay, let's assume it's 20%. She gets 5% total salary or whatever, added on to whatever she takes. And I was like, okay, so that's what, it's $50,000 revenue or like total profit. I mean, I was like, so she's asking for like a 9 or 8 multiple on a business that does $450K. I was like, I can't even fathom that making any sense. But I know it's a good business, but it's not a good business for that crazy like purchase price.
No. Well, it depends. It depends on how the loan is structured, because you're gonna have to take a loan for it. You're not gonna have the cash for it.
Well, exactly. But like even at today's interest rates at $400,000, I mean, you're talking a 10-year finance with a small business loan.
Yeah.
You're still talking like $7 or $8 grand a month, maybe a little less, maybe let's say it's $5 grand a month. Well, $5 grand a month, and you're only making, $50,000 a year. I mean, that's 10 months, and you're coming out of pocket. So it can't even finance its own purchase.
Right. It'd be rough. But I could see the gears turning in your head. You're trying to figure out how to make it legit.
Well, the only way to make it legit is negotiate that way down. I mean, realistically, for a $500,000, or for a $250,000 a year business with 20% margins, something like that, the only way to make that work is like you should be looking at a multiple of like a 3, on average of a 3, maybe a 4 if the profit was a little higher than 20%.
Right.
Because then you could say, okay, well, if you were making 50, I'm giving you 150, maybe 200. Your payments maybe 3,000-ish, 4,000-ish. So if you're making 50, you're paying all that and having 10 grand left over in profit if something happened. Like that's a good buffer. Like I like it's not great. You'd want to buy it and be able to do something to turn a lever to get leverage to make it, instead of 250,000 a year, 300, 400,000 a year, so that your profit goes from 50 to like say 75, 80.
Right.
That could be that's easily done though. Like if you have enough ideas, you know how to market something, you have a neighborhood or like a community connection that could grow that, no problem. But that makes sense. Like if it was that profitable, like is it a SaaS company? Like are we selling software at the children's play place? No, you don't get 90% margins. You don't get 8% multiples minimum for $400,000, $500,000 business. Like it doesn't make sense. This is
Well,
crazy.
so that's kind of what it's going to be like, guys. Episode 0. This is what you're going to get in the future episodes. Is us going down different paths and probably veering off the road a couple of times and then pulling each other back on and having a little bit of fun. And I want to say for anybody who listened to episode 0, thank you so much. This is a very humbled beginning, and I know I appreciate it. I know Chuck
Yeah,
appreciates it.
greatly.
Again, give us any of that feedback that you have for us, and let's go build something together. So episode 1 should come out next week, and hopefully we'll get you guys tuning in and having a little bit of fun with us.
Appreciate it. Signing off. See you guys in the next episode.